Welcome to a special playoff edition for Third and Long. Today, I just want to introduce you to a good friend of mine. I've known him a while now, and his name is Jerry Jones. He's got a famous name, not of the Dallas Cowboys ownership, Jerry Jones, but equal ability on the punt, no doubt. So, Jerry, how are you?
I'm doing great. I mean, as you can tell, I got stuck in some traffic, so I wish I was in a better location, but life is good. How about you, Mark?
Yeah, well, you should. Jerry lives out of Miami Beach at the moment. He's up in another state, and he's got stuck in traffic. So maybe you should stay down in the sunny Miami. I've got the equivalent at the moment, Jerry. We're up on the Gold Coast this week. So the Gold Coast is traditionally built like a Miami Beach for those who haven't gone there before. So we're both enjoying good weather at the moment. Jerry, thanks for joining Little Birdie and coming on for the Third and Long team throughout the playoffs. We're just going to get your insights from a local. You live and breathe it every day. You've been in the game for as long as I've known you, for sure. And we really appreciate your time giving our Aussie audience a wrap-up and a run-through of the playoffs for the next 4 weeks. As I said, we go back about 2 decades, I think now. I first met you when I travelled over to your parts in the Caribbean when we were on an island called Curacao, and you've been kind enough to look after me, send me to Miami Beach and make sure I'm well looked after. So how's it all going down? How's your betting season been going this year in the NFL?
I mean, everything's been going great. I know there's been some hiccups with a lot of COVID that you're feeling on your side of the world as well, but we've navigated through. We're pretty early with the injury info. So the season for some people may not have been good. For us, it was excellent. When you're ahead of these COVID moves, it's hard to lose. When Rodgers is a 7-point move, it's good to be on the right side. The life is good. Playing a little bit of golf, waiting for the playoffs, and I'm glad to be on with you.
You are one of the, you're one of the great golf hustlers. Learnt my lesson very early playing golf against Jerry. He set me up one day, a ripper, and just tore my heart out on the golf course. So smart move by myself. I managed to partner up with him. We played a lot of golf over the years. But we'll get on to just quickly your background, Jerry, just for our viewers to bring them into line of what you do and how you go about your business. Just quick summary of how you got into sports betting game, how long you've been in it, and what you're going to provide insight-wise for us over the next 4 weeks of playoffs.
Yeah, perfect. So as you know, we met over 20 years ago. I've been in sports betting, gambling my entire life. I started as a teenager. Right out of college, I went to a place called Margarita Island, Venezuela, one of the original offshores back in 1997. So I've been doing it offshore since then. I was doing a little bit earlier than that onshore, but my background is anything to do with gambling. Main focus would be NFL football. That would be number one. I do play a little bit of poker. I'm smart enough to stay away from the sharks that are over in Vegas and whatnot. I like to round up the Caribbean and play softer games, so to speak. So poker, golf, sports betting, that's what I do. That's what I've been doing. I bounced around from Venezuela to Costa Rica to Panama to Curacao, where I had eventually met you. And, being English-speaking foreigners, we kind of leaned on each other for some help when we had some rough times down there. But yeah, so that's my background. Sports betting and poker is what I've been doing. NFL being the king. And speaking of that, we got NFL playoffs this week.
Yeah, so I'm excited to bring you on. It's been a little way in the reckoning for getting you on, Little Birdie, but we've finally got you on. We're going to introduce you throughout the playoffs with a view, as I said, for next year. You're going to come on full time for us and provide the local US. You're gambling it every day, so it's a great addition for Third and Long and also the Little Birdie crew. So we'll get straight into it. Over the next 4 weeks, we're going to start with the 6 weeks playoff today, and we're also going to set Jerry up with a Telegram where it's a platform where you can provide your information. We'll do it free over the playoffs. We're going to test his skills in the hardest part of the year, and then we will get him on full-time next year. So we'll roll right into it. We've got 6 matches to cover. So like we do on our normal podcast with Top Rope and Corey McKernan, we're just going to get some views with each game. We'll update the betting as we go. We're a bit further, we're a bit closer to the games kicking off. So we'll start off with our first game of the week. It's the Raiders at Cincinnati. Jerry, we've got a line here. The Bengals home favourite of 5.5, the line, and the total's 49 flat. How do you see both teams coming into this game, and what would be your preference?
So this is one of the harder games of the week, but we still do have something on it. Your audience may have watched that amazing game, the last game of Week 18 with the Chargers and the Raiders, with the playoffs on the line. The one advantage the Raiders do have in this game is their defensive line. They can get after the passer. If you can pressure Joe Burrow, which they can from the outside, I think the Raiders can keep this close. I took the 6. I think it tickled down to about 5.5 right now. I still would take that number, but the defensive line of the Raiders will be the difference in this game. I don't know if they're going to win it, but look for, at worst, a Bengal field goal win or the Raiders to move on.
Okay, there's the first play, the Raiders at the plus in this game. Okay, it's very good. We'll move on to the match two. I've got a good interest in this one. I'm a bit of a Patriots fan, as you know. I was lucky to when I got over there to have Brady at the services of the Patriots for a long time. We've got the Patriots going into Buffalo to take on the Bills. The betting there at the moment, line of -4 flat. The total's at 44 flat. Jerry, these two teams, third time in 6 weeks they're lining up, so you should have a good read on both these teams going in. How do you see this one?
Yeah, Mark, you're not going to like this. I like this one a lot. And it's Buffalo. Buffalo is the cream of the crop in the AFC East. They had a couple of hiccups, an ugly loss to Jacksonville earlier on in the year. But I just don't think Mac Jones is ready. He's a rookie making his first start in the playoffs. He's looked like he will be the future for the Patriots. But I'm not betting on the future. I'm betting this weekend. Buffalo's the cream of the crop. I think Josh Allen showed them in the last game that he'll be able to throw and run. They will be able to move the ball. And Mac Jones, being the game manager that he is, I think Buffalo takes this, and I think pretty easily, Mark. Patriots are set up nice for the future. They are just not set up nice for this weekend. And it's going to be about 0 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that translates for you over there, but let's put it this way. It's going to be cold.
Yeah, I think, the Patriots have had a great year so far. So Mac Jones is, as you said, proven for the future. And whatever comes for the Patriots in the next couple of weeks is bonus for them. So Buffalo is the play there for Jerry at -4 at home. The third game of the playoff series is Monday morning for our time. We've got Philadelphia travel down to Tampa Bay to take on Brady and the Bucs. The home team here, Jerry, Bucks -9.5 line favourite, and the total is 45.5. Any chance Philadelphia causing the upset? Tampa Bay being very strong at home this year.
Well, I tell you what, I'm not betting Philly, but if you're going to get Tampa, it's going to be this week, man. They got some injuries. Chris Godwin's out. Fournette's banged up. Evans is always in and out. We saw the Antonio Brown saga. But I'm going to stay away from the side. It would not shock me if Philly won, but Tampa Bay is so much better. But you're going to be shocked to hear this. It's going to be bad weather in Tampa. Tampa, you got games in Buffalo, you got games in KC. When I say bad weather, you're not thinking Tampa, but it's supposed to be windy, rainy, barely like almost hurricane conditions. This total opened up around 47, 48, currently looking at 45.5. And I think with the injuries, with no Brown and no Godwin, and the bad weather, even at this number, Mark, I'm going to go under the total. This is a weather play. Look for it to be really messy, and look for it to be a low-scoring Tampa win, but nothing would shock me with the elements.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. The total has dropped a lot. It's probably been the most significant move in the 6 games this week. I think they definitely did start 48.5. I think there might have even been 49 flat right at the opening bell. So Jerry's saying, the weather in Tampa Bay, and it can get really messy down there really quick when it comes in off the Caribbean Ocean there. So a good play there still for the under 45.5 for Jerry. Okay. We're halfway through. This one is we said this on our podcast, Jerry. This is one where I guess I started in the NFL growing up on playoff games between the 49ers and the Cowboys. So this is old-time rock and roll. We describe this game as, and I'm sure a lot of America will be tuned into this one especially. They love either cheering. You're either for the Cowboys or against them. And that's why they always get plenty of attention in the playoffs. So we've got the 49ers traveling into Cowboys this week. The home favorite are the Cowboys. The line is -3 flat, and we've got a high-ranking total here at the moment of 51 flat. How the Cowboys are going to go against the 49ers here?
Okay, Mark, this is the first time I'm going to say this, but we're going to pass this game. A lot of money, a lot of wise guy money has been on the underdog 49ers. The 49ers are that hot shot pick to make a run as a low seed or a high seed, however you want to look at it. A lot of teams are scared. They don't want to see that running game. They don't want to see that defense. So this line is too low for me to make a play. Early money on the Niners. At this number, it's a no play. I mean, right around a field goal, Dallas at home. They're trying to tell you that the two teams are even, although the seeding has a big disparity. Look for a tight, close game. I'm going to pass this game. And before we go on to the next one, Mark, I just want to say, we'll be doing this show as a trial, for the next couple of weeks in the playoffs. It's really hard to pick winners after the lines have been ironed out. And this is such the case, it's very important, you're betting on numbers and not teams. So this one we're going to pass. The line looks good. Nothing would surprise me in this game.
Okay, watch and enjoy there for Jerry. It's going to be a cracking game. I think there could be some points in this game, and it's always entertaining to watch Dallas at home in the Dome. Okay, the fifth match we are going to cover is this is the mismatch of the week in terms of betting. We've got the only double-digit favourite of the week, and we've got Pittsburgh with Big Ben Roethlisberger going into Kansas City. The line here, 13 flat for the home team, and the total's only 46 flat, and it's just creeping down here. So weather update there would be good in this game. And is Big Ben's last game, or is he going to cause a massive upset?
So it's his last game. All right, that's a given. There's no way the Steelers are winning this game. But I will tell you this, Mark. This is the NFL. These are two professional teams, and the Pittsburgh has a great defense. 13 points is too much. We saw this game about a month ago. I'm not sure exactly when it happened. 4 to 5 games ago, Steelers lost 36-10. I believe it was 30-0 at one point. But the turnover battle was 3-0. Steelers turned it over 3 times. Kansas City did not turn it over at all. So that is a misleading final. Pittsburgh will keep it close, but they're not going to win this game. Look for KC to win by 7-10. That's my pick there. Look for the Steelers plus the points. But goodbye, Big Ben.
Goodbye, Big Ben. It's been an amazing career. Yeah, they played in week 16 there, Jerry. It was 36-10. So it is a bit misleading. Maybe it has bumped it up more from the 10.5 to the 13. So there's a bit of value there for Jerry on Pittsburgh at the big number. Okay, the final game of the week we are going to cover here is the divisional matchups here of Arizona and the Rams. The home team favorite here at -4 the line, and the total is high side again at 49.5, but it has crept down. It was 50.5 when we did our podcast a couple of days ago. New stadium, the Rams, we talked about this, Jerry. It's like two teams are going in different directions of late. It's Arizona lost 4 or 5 and the Rams have won 5 or 6. Do you think Arizona can turn their form around and cause a bit of an upset here?
I mean, again, it's another game where nothing will shock me, but my money will be on the Rams. And the big difference here is just look at Kyler Murray's numbers when he has Hopkins in the lineup and when he doesn't have Hopkins in the lineup. He is a stud wide receiver that is a difference maker, and they are a different team without him. Again, in the playoffs with teams that are this good, nothing would be surprising. But, I only have to be right 56, 57% of the time. And I'm going to put my money on the Rams. I think Stafford will get them to the next level. I think Kyler will miss Hopkins. And I'm going with the Rams.
Yeah, it seems to be the key. The week Hopkins went out is when they started their average run of form. Though I think they were the leading the win-loss ratio up until that point of a season. So, one player doesn't make a team, but he certainly affected the Arizona form line. Okay, time to put not your reputation online. We're going to build your reputation up. We don't want to shoot it down the first week we talk to you. But if you're having one pick for the weekend, just one play only, it sounds like you're going to go against my Pats as your best play of the week. What is it going to be for our followers?
It is the one I gave you my breakdown of each and every game, but the one game if you put a gun to my head and said just play one, play Buffalo minus the 4 at home. Cream rises to the top. It's not New England's year. Go Buffalo lay to 4.
All right, I like it. I'm going to probably have to sit and watch. I can't do it head over heart, but he is a good judge, so we'll talk about that game next week for sure. Listen, I really appreciate your time. I know you're a busy man, especially during the playoffs time. You got a lot of betting action over there. As I said, coming on, helping us out at 3rd and long, and joining the Little Birdie team. And I look forward to catching up with you next week. We'll talk about the 6 games gone and then also the 4 games coming up for next week. So really appreciate your time. Thanks for giving it. As I said, we'll post his information on Telegram. It'll be free set up. If you miss watching this, we'll put it on socials as well. So appreciate your time. We'll catch you next week.
Yeah, and I just want to apologize to your viewers of being stuck in a car, but they won't care what all the money they're going to make this weekend.
I like it. Appreciate it, Jerry. I'll speak to you next week.
Thank you.
Thanks to Jerry Jones for coming on and giving his insights for the playoffs. I really appreciate his time. Known him a long time. He's a good judge, so keen to see how the Patriots and Buffalo go. He likes Buffalo -4 there. I really appreciate his time. We'll be back on Wednesday for our regular 3rd and long with the crew of Corey McKernan and Top Rope, and we'll look forward to having Jerry Jones on next week as well to give us the review of Week 1 Wildcard Week and also the preview for the next 4 games.